Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to tell you what a fantastic career horticulture is. So just to put that in context, our planet Earth is a world of plants. We rely on plants for the air that we breathe, the food we eat, the structures we live in, and the recreational facilities we play on. However, horticulturists have the skills and the knowledge to help combat the two biggest challenges humankind currently faces: climate change and significant biodiversity loss. And that won't be a surprise to many of you with the COP26 meeting currently underway in Glasgow. So what skills are required, what career paths are available, and what subjects should you study? Over the last 20 months, many of our local parks and gardens have provided a welcome area for us to exercise and unwind. Skilled horticulturalists have been instrumental in creating and also maintaining these green spaces. We've also perhaps rediscovered or started for the first time growing and tending vegetable houseplants, and we found it reasonably straightforward, but also fantastically rewarding and also a welcome distraction from the ups and downs of the C-19 pandemic that we're all struggling from. And I would just say at this point, my interest in horticulture started with growing vegetables with my grandfather. And I think it's vitally important that we do not lose that connection between the soil and being able to grow. Horticulture is firstly, and perhaps not surprisingly, a practical hands-on career, and being able to use a wide range of hand tools safely and effectively is essential. Having an interest in plants and the wider natural environment also helps. It is also extremely rewarding and a satisfying career with many different career opportunities and pathways, depending on the interests and abilities of the individual. Among the many different sectors of the horticulture industry are garden design, landscaping, commercial plant production, garden centres, heritage and botanic gardens, therapeutic horticulture, arboriculture, and turf care, to name just a few. What opportunities there are for entering horticulture and progression through the industry? There are voluntary opportunities, apprenticeships, and obviously academic courses. I would suggest initially getting some work experience to see if that's actually what the individual wants to do. There's nothing worse than being out in a cold winter's day working with plants, and if you can able to tolerate that, you'll go far in the industry. In terms of the range of courses that are available, I would recommend downloading the Skills Seeder app, and that will give you a full range of the courses currently available and the most up-to-date information, including modern apprenticeship, SVQ models, national certificates, higher national certificates, HNDs, and even degrees. So in terms of the careers opportunities, heritage gardens, here are a few examples. From Inverview up in the far northwest, Crath is up in the northeast, and down in the central belt, the Japanese garden at Cowden near Dollar, and the Drummond Castle Gardens near Crieff. And you might find that the Drummond, or you might be more familiar with Drummond Castle from some of the Outlander series. So there are a wide range of opportunities in heritage gardens. Arboriculture, the specialist care and aftercare of trees, including the planting, pruning, and obviously removal. It goes without saying that a good height for heights is an essential, but also the required technical and organisational skills to work safely and effectively. Turf care. This includes looking after many of our iconic sports grounds and facilities, such as here's Murrayfield, or is now known as BT Murrayfield. The care and quality of these pitches down to the skills, knowledge, and hard work and effort of the staff who look after them, and also the quality of the educational opportunities as well. Production of plants sold in many of our plant and garden centres and used in landscaping projects, both large and small, need skilled growers with technical knowledge capable of working to timelines and deadlines. So obviously, a number of subjects that individuals can study are very useful for many of these particular skills. So forestry and homegrown cut flower production is becoming increasingly important as we all consider the air miles of the plant material. Plant knowledge, eye and flair for design, again capable of working to tight deadlines and timelines. So teaching and therapeutic horticulture, teaching and the ability to enthuse and cascade basic and advanced technical information to a wide range of students and a diverse range of settings about the importance of plants. Extremely rewarding, especially when you see students harvesting their first ever produce. So what skills do we look for in many of the staff that we're recruiting? Communication skills, being passionate and knowledgeable about their subject matter, but obviously with the understanding that they have a good basic grounding in the technical skills required to be able to do the job in the first place. Organisational skills, you might think even with a basic task like potting up, but knowing what to pot up and when and what else they need to do to plan their workload is key. Technical, organisational and initiative skills, whether it's cutting the grass or weeding an area, are also essential. And I think with this one, as well as the organisational, technical and initiative skills, there is a considerable amount of patience required to deliver such a stunning and special, the clock in Edinburgh. Modern machinery is becoming increasingly sophisticated and obviously expensive. Therefore, key skills required by the operators include technical and understanding of how the machine works and in what settings the most appropriate machinery can be used. So again, technical, organisational initiative are key. The use of technology. Horticulture uses technology in many different forms today, through management, from data management through to tree decay detection equipment. The ability to input and also interpret the information is key. And having staff with these necessary skills such as IT, biology, physics and maths is becoming increasingly important. This is also reinforced with modern glasshouses. They are extremely complex and sophisticated structures with remote sensing equipment for heating, shading and lighting. And in many research institutes, such as here in the bottom left, different equipment is used to test and understand different components of plant physiology. Key skills obviously being the technical understanding what the plants require, but also that interaction with the technology to ensure that the plants and the growing environment provided is perfect for the plants to grow. Growth rooms are growing environments where all the requirements of plant growth, including the watering, the lighting and the heat, are controlled and managed. Newer vertical growing environments utilise energy-saving technology, and they are becoming increasingly important and incredibly sophisticated. So ICT skills, maths, physics are all integral to being able to use and understand how these environments, these growth rooms work. On a small level, in the garden, increasingly staff are becoming more like lab rats rather than gardeners, and this is a micropropagation of some of our historic and heritage rhododendrons. And you can see from the flower in the top left through to using the buds to working in controlled environments to growing the plants on and then into the jar in the top left, and then finally a plant is produced after some 3 to 4 years. So being able to understand the plant biology and having the skills and the understanding of what's required to deliver these plants, the manipulation of chemicals. So a wide range of subjects are required to produce that plant in the bottom right-hand side. Nature-based solutions to climate change. So from green walls to green roofs to roof gardens. Green walls shade and cool buildings. Green roofs mitigate the impacts of significant rainfall. Roof gardens provide welcome green spaces in urban areas. All these different elements require a multidisciplinary approach to succeed. However, they need technical input from horticulturists, from plant selection, installation and aftercare to succeed and create the impact that's required. This is a specific example that we've undertaken in the garden in Edinburgh. Average rainfall in the garden is gradually increasing, with longer drier spells interspersed with more intense rainfall events. The rain garden is an example of a recent project from start to a very successful completion. So key skills there are obviously we've worked in partnership with Edinburgh University, knowledge of physics, maths, goes without saying, meteorology, ICT and communication skill, as well as good basic horticultural knowledge to prepare the soil, select the plants, and then create that bottom right-hand picture, which is the completed project. I mentioned biodiversity loss at the start of the presentation. Horticulturals also have the skills to help counter the significant biodiversity loss that we are facing in Scotland, such as here in the top left with the alpine sow thistle, which is restricted to 4 habitats in Scotland. And the picture in the middle is the montane willow restoration. And this is the montane willow is a habitat that's very, very scarce in Scotland, and that is critical and crucial for flood amelioration and mitigation. And that's a picture of the plants that are being cultivated in one of our glasshouses. Also in urban areas, timely and skilled intervention can turn closely grown mown grass into biodiverse meadows, such as here at the Scottish Parliament at Holyrood. Environmental awareness and sustainability. It's probably quite appropriate as COP26 meets in Glasgow that we require today individuals who have an awareness of what the big environmental issues and challenges facing humankind are, and then be prepared to modify or change our work practices. So it's an exciting time for innovation, and it ranges from growing media trials, removing the use of peat in many of our composts. We've missed one target in 2020, we've got a new target for 2030, and it's something in the garden that we've been actively undertaking for some time. The use of innovative technology like this robotic mower, electric robotic mower, and just for you might wonder why we've got a global map there. This particular machine in 5 years has travelled over almost 13,500 kilometres. So that's probably taken it from Edinburgh all the way to Vladivostok. New growing techniques. The bottom left-hand picture is using a Scottish product, recycled, what we call air pots, that produce a better plant, but obviously with recycled materials. Biological control, removing the use of pesticides in glasshouses. In all our public display glasshouses in Edinburgh, we've been using biological control now for 5 years. And then to decarbonise or to remove fossil fuel from many of our handheld machinery is using electric battery tools, and that obviously creates a better environment for the staff and a much quieter environment for visitors. So just to conclude, I think horticulture is an extremely rewarding career. I've been fortunate to work in many of these gardens you see in this picture, from Branklin Garden in Perth where I started, down to Thrieve Garden in Castle Douglas, across to Longwood, back to the Botanics in Edinburgh, Isle of Arran, Castle Kennedy, Logan and Doik, and then back to Edinburgh. But I've also worked with some fantastic people and some great gardens all over the world. And also with some incredible plants. And I've also been very fortunate to travel some amazing places in search of plants. And that is a picture of me, not a stone sitting on the side of a mountain. And if anybody wants to know where that is Choi Yoi, the world's 5th highest peak.